Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is your girl, Pastor Courage Molina from Bold Faith Community Church. And welcome to Mornings in the Word. It is a place where we are just reading through the chronological Bible reading plan. Hey, Laverta. Hey, Miss Dorothy. And today is day 161. And we are reading Proverbs 22 through 24, and I'm doing that through the in the New Living Translation. New Living Translation. If this is your first time, welcome. If you want to grow in the Word and grow in your relationship with God through the Word of God, then this is a great place for you. This is a great community. We're more than a channel. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you have been rocking with us for some time, be sure to like the videos that you've liked, even if you have to go back, like maybe you can't find the like button right now. But if you go back to the page and you're like, oh, I've seen these videos and I like them, go ahead and just like. It helps let YouTube know that this is the type of content that women or people, it doesn't have to just be women, that people want to see. And then they help us by promoting it. It also helps other women who are looking to grow in the Word. It helps them to find it. All right. So let's get into it. Proverbs 22. It's good already. Choose a good reputation over great riches. Being held in high esteem is better than silver or gold. The rich and poor have this in common: the Lord made them both. A prudent person foresees danger and takes precautions. The simpleton goes blindly on and suffers the consequences. True humility and fear of the Lord lead to riches, honor, and long life. Corrupt people walk a thorny, treacherous road. Whoever values life will avoid it. Direct your children onto the right path, and when they are older, they will not leave it. That's really good for parents. I talk to parents of young people, middle school kids, high school kids, and young adults too. And it's like, man, we are trying to instill this in this kid, and he is just resistant. But it's telling you here, the word of God is saying for you to direct them onto the right path. It's not saying that they're going to take it now. It's saying, and when they're older. So you're just continuing to plant seeds, even if you don't see any buds, even if you don't see any fruit, just continue to plant seeds in the young people. And when they're older, they will not leave it. That's also for people who love young people. It's not just for parents. Sometimes we have access to kids because they're our cousin or our niece or nephew or God kid, or it's our best friend's kid. And we have an opportunity to pour into them. All right, verse 7. Just as the rich rule the poor, so the borrower is servant to the lender. Those who plant injustice will harvest disaster, and their reign of terror will come to an end. Blessed are those who are generous, because they feed the poor. Throw out the mocker, and fighting goes to quarrels and insults will disappear. A mocker, like a person who doesn't take things seriously, is always belittling something or someone. You get rid of that person, the fighting goes. There won't be as much fighting. There won't be any quarrels. There won't be any insults. Verse 11, whoever loves a pure heart and a gracious speech will have the king as a friend. The Lord preserves those with knowledge, but he ruins the plans of the treacherous. The lazy person claims, there's a lion out there. If I go outside, I might be killed. He's saying lazy people are always making excuses. The mouth of an immoral woman is a dangerous trap. Those who make the Lord angry will fall into it. A youngster's heart is filled with foolishness, but physical discipline will drive it far away. A person who gets ahead by oppressing the poor or by showering gifts on the rich will end in poverty. Here we go. There's a subtitle that says Sayings of the Wise. Hey, Miss Angela. Sayings of the Wise. This is Proverbs 22, verse 17. Listen to the words of the wise. Apply your heart to my instruction, for it is good to keep these sayings in your heart and always ready on your lips. Am I teaching you today? Yes. And so you will trust in the Lord. I've written 30 sayings for you, filled with advice and knowledge, and this way you may know the truth and take an accurate report to those who sent you. Don't rob the poor just because you can, or exploit the needy in court, for the Lord is their defender. He will ruin anyone who ruins them. Don't befriend angry people or associate with hot-tempered people, or you will learn to be like them and endanger your soul. Don't agree to guarantee another person's debt or put up security for someone else. If you can't pay it, even your bed will be snatched from under you. Don't cheat your neighbor by moving the ancient boundary markers set up by previous generations. Do you see any truly competent workers? They will serve kings rather than working for ordinary people. Chapter 23, or Proverbs 23. Hey, Mama. While dining with a ruler, pay attention to what is put before you. If you are a big eater, put a knife to your throat. Wait, let me go back. This is Proverbs 23. While dining with the ruler, pay attention to what is put before you. If you are a big eater, put a knife to your throat. Don't desire all the delicacies, for he might be trying to trick you. Don't wear yourself out trying to get rich. Be wise enough to know when to quit. In the blink of an eye, wealth disappears, for it will sprout wings and fly away like an eagle. Don't eat with people who are stingy. Don't desire their delicacies. They're always thinking about how much it costs. Eat and drink, they say, but they don't mean it. You will throw up what little you've eaten, and your compliments will be wasted. Don't waste your breath on fools, for they will despise the wisest advice. Don't cheat your neighbor by moving the ancient boundary markers. Don't take the land of defenseless orphans. For their Redeemer is strong. He himself will bring their charges against you. Commit yourself to instruction. Listen carefully to words of knowledge. I wonder how often we're committing ourselves to instruction, whether it is through like reading or sermons or your pastor or a Bible study. I wonder how often you are committing yourself to instruction and listening carefully to words of knowledge. Verse 13, don't fail to discipline your children. The rod of punishment won't kill them. 14, here we go with physical discipline. Physical discipline may well save them from death. Just spank their little butt. Yeah, I think the boundary markers probably were the things that, and I don't know this, I'm just guessing, right? Boundary markers were probably the things that that separated the land. You see me back, y'all see me, I turned away from y'all. I'm looking, what is this? Old Testament. Old Testament, let's see. I just have the Bible background commentary. We're interested. Today's a relatively short read, so we got a little time. And this is first of all, I wonder if it's, I can't find it in here. Hold on now. Hold on now. I want to just keep overlooking it. I've been teaching from New Testament, so I haven't been using this commentary. I got my bookshelf organized so that all my Bibles and all my Bible resources, my physical Bible resources, are like within reach. So Proverbs 23, verse 10. And when you have this Bible background commentary, this is the one for Old Testament, you're just going to look it up the same way. It's Proverbs 23, verse 10. I'm going to go to Proverbs 23, verse 10 as well, as much as possible. 23:10. So 23:10. And it reads, fields of the fatherless. There is a general admonition in Israelite law not to take advantage of the poor and powerless, such as widows and orphans. However, such abuse did occur. For instance, Micah 2:2 charges evildoers with seizing fields and defrauding their fellow Israelites of their inheritance. Concern for dependents of prisoners of war or their widows can also be found in the middle Assyrian laws, where the government can be petitioned to provide for the needs of these people. All right, so it is what I thought. The ancient boundary lands, like lands that belong to them. So, this is where the property line is. And if I move the property line out every so often, now I'm robbing you, right? Taking advantage of people whose parents have died or who may not have, the records of where those boundary lines were. All right, where was I? Because it was a good question. Let's go back to verse 13, chapter 23, Proverbs 23, verse 13. Don't fail to discipline your children. The right of punishment won't kill them. Physical discipline may well save them from death. My child, if your heart is wise, my own heart will rejoice. Everything in me will celebrate when you speak what is right. Don't envy sinners, but always continue to fear the Lord. You will be rewarded for this. Your hope will not be disappointed. My child, listen and be wise. Keep your heart on the right course. Do not carouse with drunkards or feast with gluttons, for they are on their way to poverty, and too much sleep clothes them in rags. Listen to your father who gave you life, and don't despise your mother when she is old. Get the truth and never sell it. Also, get wisdom, discipline, and good judgment. The father of godly children has cause for joy. What a pleasure to have children who are wise. So give your father and mother joy. May she who gave you birth be happy. O my son, give me your heart. May your eyes take delight in following my ways. A prostitute is a dangerous trap. A promiscuous woman is as dangerous as falling into a narrow well. She hides and waits like a robber, eager to make more men unfaithful. Who has anguish? Who has sorrow? Who is always fighting? Who is always complaining? Who has unnecessary bruises? Who has bloodshot eyes? It is the one who spends long hours in the taverns trying out new drinks. Don't gaze at the wine, seeing how red it is, how it sparkles in the cup, how smoothly it goes down. For in the end, it bites like a poisonous snake. It stings like a viper. You will see hallucinations and you will say crazy things. You will stagger like a sailor tossed at sea, clinging to a swaying mast. Y'all staying drunk, folks, yeah? And you will say, they hit me, but I didn't feel it. I didn't even know it when they beat me up. When will I awake so I can look for another drink? And then our last proverb, Proverb 24. Don't envy evil people or desire their company, for their hearts plot violence and their words always stir up trouble. A house is built by wisdom and becomes strong through good sense. Through knowledge, its rooms are filled with all sorts of precious riches and valuables. A house is built by wisdom. And becomes strong through good sense. Through knowledge, its rooms are filled with all sorts of precious riches and valuables. The wise are mightier than the strong, and those with knowledge grow stronger and stronger. There is so much emphasis and value being put on wisdom and knowledge and being wise, more so than having money or having power. There's so much emphasis on the importance and the value of wisdom, knowledge, instruction for yourself, teaching it for your parents, like all of these things. And yet it seems so often that we don't want to devote time to the very thing the Bible continues to value, wisdom. And then the word of God says the beginning of knowledge is fear of God. So we know we're supposed to start with the Lord, that our knowledge is supposed to start with the Lord. But we so often don't have time for, or we just forsake getting into the word of God and learning the word of God. It's why I started Courageous Discipleship. I started Courageous Discipleship because I could see how the wisdom and the knowledge of the word of God and getting to know God through his word, the impact that it had on my life in all these different areas of my life, and it still does to this day. And so I thought, well, maybe if people knew how to study the Bible this way, they might be able to, at this level, they might have this wisdom, they might have this, this understanding. And so Just kind of keeping that in mind. Like there's so much of this that talks about wisdom and all throughout the word, talking about wisdom and understanding that wisdom starts with the reverence and the fear of God. Well, it's difficult to have a reverence and the fear of God if we don't know him. And his word says, in the beginning was the word was with God, the word was God, and Jesus, the word made flesh. And so if I want to get to know him, I need to get to know his word. And an understanding of what it says is not necessarily right interpretation. So I'm not even willing to invest time and effort and resources in really getting to know the word of God, or am I making excuses? Just saying. Verse 7, Proverb 24, verse 7. Wisdom is too lofty for fools among leaders. Nope, let me go back. 5. It's going to be Proverbs 24, verse 5. The wise are mightier than the strong, and those with knowledge grow stronger and stronger. So don't go to war without wise guidance. Victory depends on having many advisors. Wisdom is too lofty for fools. Among leaders at the city gate, they have nothing to say. A person who plans evil will get a reputation as a troublemaker. The schemes of a fool are sinful. Everyone detests a mocker. If you fail under pressure, your strength is too small. That seems like shade. It don't seem like shade, y'all. That seems like a little bit of shade right there. If you fail under pressure, your strength is too small. If you fail under pressure, you weak. Verse 11, rescue those who are unjustly sentenced to die. Save them as they stagger to their death. Don't excuse yourself by saying, look, we didn't know. For God understands all hearts and he sees you. He who guards your soul knows you knew. He will repay all people as their actions deserve. My child, eat honey, for it is good, and the honeycomb is sweet to the taste. In the same way, wisdom is sweet to your soul. If you find it, you will have a bright future and your hopes will not be cut short. What do you need? Wisdom. Here we go again. Wisdom. 15, don't wait in ambush at the home of the godly, and don't raid the house where the godly live. The godly may trip 7 times, but they will get up again. But one disaster is enough to overthrow the wicked. Don't rejoice when your enemies fall. Don't be happy when they stumble. For the Lord will be displeased with you and will turn his anger away from them. Don't fret because of evildoers. Don't envy the wicked, for evil people have no future. The light of the wicked will be snuffed out. My child, fear the Lord and the king. Don't associate with rebels, for disaster will hit them suddenly. Who knows what punishment will come from the Lord and the king? More sayings of the wise as we finish verses 23 through 34. Here are some further sayings of the wise. It is wrong to show favoritism when passing judgment. A judge who says to the wicked, you are innocent, will be cursed by many people and denounced by the nations. But it will go well for those who convict the guilty. Rich blessings will be showered on them. An honest answer is like a kiss of friendship. Do your planning. Let me just go back. An honest answer is like a kiss of friendship. Honest. That means it's the truth. I want you to think about when people ask you if you want to do something, if you can do something, are you being honest? I want to know if people ask you how you feeling or what you think, are you being honest? I wonder if people are asking you what you can do or what your skills are you being honest? No, it's an honest answer. When it's an honest answer. Do you have time? No. Can you do this? No. Are you available? No. Do you want to do this? No. I don't want to do it. An honest answer is like a kiss of friendship. I just was saying recently, I came to this realization. I mean, I guess, I've always known it, but it was just something that's been at the forefront of my mind. It's difficult in friendships when a person can't trust your yes. Typically, we can trust your no. I asked you, you said no, we can trust your no. But it's the yeses that when we don't give an honest no and we give a dishonest yes, it's difficult in friendships because once a person can't trust your yes, they can't trust you. I don't your yes is a I'd rather not, if your yes feels coerced, nobody want that. Nobody wants that. So an honest answer doesn't say a yes. It says an honest answer. Yes, no, maybe, I don't want to, I'm not available, I have other priorities, I'm not interested, it's not really in my wheelhouse. An honest answer is like a kiss of a friendship. It's like a kiss of friendship. Honest. Verse 27, do your planning and prepare your fields before building your house. Don't testify against your neighbors without cause. Don't lie about them. And don't say, now I can pay them back for what they've done to me. I'll get even with them. I walked by the field of a lazy person, the vineyard of one with no common sense. I saw that it was overgrown with nettles, it was covered with weeds, and its walls were broken down. Then, as I looked and thought about it, I learned this lesson: a little extra sleep, a little more slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest. Then poverty will pounce on you like a bandit. Scarcity will attack you like an armed robber. Wisdom and working is what it seems like is the order of the day. I pray that this has blessed you. Wait, let me go back. You said verse 27. Proverbs 23, verse 27. Oh, 24. We were in 24. Do your planning and prepare your house. Do your planning and prepare your fields before building your house. Yeah. Planning, not just running out here. Here's the thing though, because y'all like to do the most. This is the problem though. Y'all like to do the most. Y'all like to plan and prepare, and now it's been 4, 5, 6 seasons you've been planning and preparing. Y'all, your whole life is preparation, and it's no execution. There's no execution to be found. Plan and prepare. That means I put in place the things that I knew to put in place. I purchased the things that I knew I needed to purchase, and then I started building my house. It doesn't mean that I did every single thing I needed to do, because there might have been some things that you didn't even know about. But it's just saying that planning and preparation comes before building. Did you take some time to plan and prepare? Okay, I took some time to plan and prepare. Now it's also saying, it's also implying that you will be building your house, not that you will be planning and preparing into an eternity. Okay. So planning and preparing. Yes. Did I plan? Okay. This is the steps I was going to take. Did I prepare? Did I get these things? Now that I've done those things, okay, now I'm ready to build my house. Now I'm going to start building my house. Planning and preparing. Some of y'all are over planning and preparing. That's more the problem. Because you're scared. Because you're scared. It's fine though. It's so important for us to be in the Word of God, because the more time I spend in the Word, the more time I get to know God. It does build my confidence. It builds your confidence when you understand who God is, and you can connect the fact that the thing that's in your heart to do is the thing that God set down in your heart for you to do. And you know that his word doesn't come back void. You know that he's never lost. You know that he will never leave you nor forsake you. Then it gives you the confidence boost to know, like, okay, even though I've never done this before, it can be done because God is calling me to do this. It helps to shorten your preparing and your planning, right? And it leads to execution. So if you're always sitting around thinking about things that you wish you could do, that you want to do, but you ain't never did, I wonder how well you know the Lord. Because I found that the better a person knows God, not can recite the Bible, but the better a person knows God, the more confidence they have, and the more execution they do. I mean, executing. When I say executing, I mean like taking action on the thoughts and the plans and the prep, you know? I hope today has blessed you. Tomorrow is Wednesday, and Wednesdays are my days of silence. So tomorrow will be pre-recorded. Just want to give you a heads up. We'll be back live again on Thursday, but Wednesdays are my day for silence and solitude. So I will not be talking or answering my phone or texting or taking in any noise or messages just really practicing the spiritual disciplines of Jesus, honestly, so I can be more like him, so I can hear from him even clearer. So yes, I chose a day. It's going to be on Wednesday this week anyway. I'm pretty sure it'll be on all the Wednesdays, but it's going to be on Wednesday this week. So tomorrow will be recorded. Still come back and listen, unless of course it's your day of silence, and then you can listen on the following day. But I'll be back live with y'all on Thursday. I pray this has blessed you. If you want to get connected to this community, because like I said, we're more than a channel. We are a community. Then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You can also check us out on the website, boldfaithchurch.org, to see how you can get connected to this community. And for those of you who've been rocking with me, can you do me a favor? Can you share this channel with one person that you haven't shared it with? Maybe you've talked about it. Maybe you've talked about Bold Faith Community Church. Maybe you've talked about Pastor Courage Molina. Maybe you've talked about Mornings in the Word, but you haven't actually sent a link. Could you do me a favor and just hit this share button and send it to one person that you know loves the Word? They can have a church. They can have their own study. Send it to one person that you know loves the Word and ask them to subscribe to the channel. Can y'all do that for me? Hey, this is an amazing community. I know you love the Word. This is a community of women who love the Word. You can share it with men. We're probably going to be having men soon. You can share with men, hey, I know that you love the Word. This is a community for women who love the Word. I'd love for you to subscribe to this channel. All right, do that for me, please. All right, I love you, ladies. And, I hope you guys come back tomorrow for Mornings in the Word. All right, love y'all. Bye. Thanks, as always, for joining and watching. Be sure to like the video if you haven't. Okay, later.